We're back here at Flores and Friends, and I'm very happy to tell you that Mike McGill, who's a good friend of yours, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, from Showtime Shameless, is here, and from Amazon's Bosch. Please welcome him.
Thank you.
Man, it got quiet quick.
I know, right?
Does this happen at home too?
Yeah.
Yeah, you done? Yeah, I'm done. Okay. Go to sleep.
Oh, boy, I can at the drop of a hat. I have two young sons, and believe me,
That's great having
take it out of me.
Yeah. So you were at one time in the U.S. Reserves.
I was, absolutely. I was in the, thank you very much. I was in the 432nd Civil Affairs Battalion out of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Take the applause.
Yeah, thank you.
And you were in Bosnia.
I was indeed. I had an all expenses paid trip.
Now, were you possibly at one time in a foxhole and you said, you know what, this is rough. I think I should get into acting.
Yeah, exactly. You know, honestly, the foxhole, as Jimmy can attest to, probably was a little bit easier than this business. But yes, I thought, you know what, it's time to pull up the stakes and head to Hollywood. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, you actually did some improv with the Groundlings at one time.
I
Tell me
did.
a little bit about that experience.
Oh, it's really fun. What they really look for, as I found out over the course of going through the program, is they look for writers who can act versus actors who can write. And there's 4 levels that you go through, and then at the end of the 4th level, you either get invited to join their Sunday troupe, or you get kicked out into the whole cold, hard world of Hollywood, and I got kicked out, but I had a blast. I had a blast going through the classes. I would look forward to going to class every week, and the levels 3 and 4 were the writing labs and the performance labs, and you just knew you were going to go have fun with your friends and be laughing all day long. It was really fun.
Was there any famous people in your class?
You know, actually, I was talking with somebody backstage. I don't think anybody that I knew that was in class ever made it to the main company, but several people that were in the Sunday company or in the company while I was taking classes made it. Kristen Wiig was in the main company at the time.
Wow.
Michaela Watkins was in Sunday company. Now she's a star of the TV show Casual. A lot of people that you would recognize from guest stars on TV and commercials. Flo from Progressive, member of the company, Stephanie Courtney. So a lot of talented folks.
Have you ever been told you could resemble Babe Ruth to an extent?
I actually, the first TV show that I ever did was an episode of Touched by an Angel. I was Babe Ruth in a flashback, and I was very excited. They flew me first class to Salt Lake City, Utah, put me up in a hotel room, got the gift basket with the fruit and the ball cap, which I still have somewhere to this day, and then they ended up dubbing my voiceover with somebody else's. So it was kind of a
Welcome to Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. It was a real welcome to Hollywood moment. But and I actually played him in a Bud Light commercial a few years later after that. I think I've since aged out of my Babe.
Was the guy who was at least playing you, did he sound good at least?
He did not.
No.
He did not.
You would have did a better you.
I was really at that point, and this of course because it was my first big TV show, I really wanted to do a good job, and because it was an actual figure from history, they gave me some DVDs to watch. And when I did the original audition, I didn't know what he sounded like, so I just kind of did my dad, you know, hey, throw it in there, kid. And when I watched the footage of him, he actually was kind of marble mouthed. He kind of almost sounded like, you know, Edward G. Robinson.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to try and capture that. And I guess the director, somebody on set didn't like it, but didn't bother to tell me. So they just let me do the scene. And then they had some guy who sounded like he was 14 years old dub my voice over. So, but I still got paid for it. So I'll take it.
So in all the shows after, you got to do your own voice though, right?
All the shows, except actually the first movie that I ever did, I got dubbed over as well. And
Wow.
I thought, geez, what's going on?
This is insulting.
Yeah,
huh?
exactly. 'Cause,
Wow.
you know, I thought, I think
Yeah,
I have
but
a
I
fairly
like your
distinct
voice.
You
I
have a
can see
great
nothing,
voice.
right? You got to do a voiceover read with us next time.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. But
Definitely not the one we did earlier. I didn't
Definitely
like, I
not the
didn't like that
Southwest
copy
that
too
stops
much.
in Denver.
Yeah, too many
Definitely
stops.
we'll do that one. We'll do a rewrite.
We'll do something else.
exactly.
Yeah. So I understand you're a huge Green Bay Packers fan.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, they did not pull it out today against the Indianapolis Colts, but luckily they're not losing. They're not gaining any ground in the division, but they're not losing any ground in the division because everybody else, except the Lions, lost this week. I don't think the Bears played, but that's probably good. So.
Name a couple more football
You want to do
teams.
some anchoring
Name a
with me
couple
right
more.
now? Do some anchoring with me at Fox Sports?
Let's
that?
do it,
All right,
absolutely.
I think you did good. That was a
Thank
good
you.
job there. You know, you have a favorite piece of Packers memorabilia that you enjoy?
I have a signed James Lofton football. James Lofton is my favorite football player of all time, and he actually did a local show when he was playing for the Packers, the James Lofton Show at the Paper Valley Hotel, and I went to it several times, and I've got several autographs. I have his rookie card autographed. So he's my favorite player of all time. I also like Donald Driver quite a bit. They both wore number 80 for the Packers. So
If you were going to play for the Packers, what position would you want to play?
I would absolutely want to play wide receiver, but as you can see, I'm not built for speed, unfortunately.
You can go like, short yardage.
Very
that first
short.
down needs 4 yards, boom, I'm there.
Third and half a
Yeah,
yard.
exactly.
Yeah.
Run 2 feet and turn around. That's it.
I could catch the ball, but
Yeah.
somebody's going to catch me. I think I had 5'7", 40-yard dash speed in high school, and that was several pounds ago.
So obviously we're having the elections on Tuesday. Now your character Tommy from Shameless.
Yes.
What would his opinion be about the current elections?
That's a good question. I didn't think about that, but
That's a great question.
I have a feeling that Tommy would probably be a Trump supporter, but he might not vote straight across the ticket. But I have a feeling that's who he would vote for. But
Yeah, I was watching your voiceover reel on not voiceover reel, but your actor reel, your drama reel on IMDb, and I can tell Tommy. That scene where you're at the construction site,
Yes.
going off on everybody.
Yeah.
Basically, you're.
Tommy's a little old school in his ways and his thinking. So.
Yeah, he might not always say the right thing.
He might not always say the right thing, but he's definitely going to say what's on his mind.
Yes.
Say what he wants, yeah.
I will not be confused about what you want or need.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, the writers do a great job coming up with all these characters' points of view.
So tell me a little bit about this new series, Bosch, on Amazon.
It's terrific. It's based on a series of books written by Michael Connolly, and they revolve around L.A. police detective Harry Bosch. And it's played on the show by Titus Welliver, who's an excellent
Amazing.
actor. If you don't know him by name, if you saw the guy, you'd say, "Oh my God, it's that guy." He's been in everything. I think this might be his first series lead of a show, and boy, has he earned it.
Yeah, he actually dubbed your voiceover. I think that was
He
him,
did, yeah. I think that was him, as a matter of fact.
I see a pattern going
He
on
hit
here.
puberty right after.
Yes.
But no, it's terrific. And as a matter of fact, Michael Connolly there's a new Harry Bosch novel that just got published this past week and called The Wrong Side of Goodbye. And usually what they do is they take 2 or 3 of the novels that he's written, and that's what they condense into one season on Amazon. They're currently shooting the 3rd season, and I know they got renewed for a 4th. I was lucky enough to play Detective John Ivy Iverson in a couple of episodes of season 2, and he's a Las Vegas police detective who isn't exactly the sharpest tool in the shed, and so he and Bosch kind of butted heads a little bit, but it was great. I got to work with Titus, and to this day, one of my favorite projects. Thrilled.
So it's interesting how all Netflix and Amazon's doing these original programming. It's really unique for our time. What's your opinion about this happening?
I mean, I think it's great. Whenever you can get any eyeballs on anything that you're doing, it's a win. I feel like I'm behind the curve on these things. When everybody else was going to CDs back in the day, I was holding on to my cassettes and records, and now everybody's going digital and streaming and watching shows on their iPads and iPhones, and I'm still have DirecTV and
You still have a VCR?
I do still have a VCR, as a matter of fact. And I haven't played it lately, but I'm sure it still works.
Yeah, Beta was great.
I had Betamax.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, Beta, yeah.
For sure.
So, what kind of things do you still want to do in acting?
Well, I would love to, at some point, be a series regular on something would be fantastic. Just to have that job security and have a sound stage and a studio to go to. Even if it was, if I was fifth banana on a cop show, that's perfectly fine with me. Get a couple days a week, just keep your craft owned, and you get a nice sense of community and family with the cast and crew, and you get these great guest actors and actresses coming in to do other parts. And at this point in my career, I would really like to do that. Of course, I mean, everybody wants to be a movie star,
Yeah.
but I've been out here for almost 20 years now. I kind of know where my lot is. And if I could be the consistently working character actor that maybe not everybody knows his name, but they think, oh, it's that guy. I've seen him in something. I like his work. I can't think of his name.
You're that guy actor.
I'll be happy to
That
be
guy
that
actor
guy.
pays his bills.
That's
He's
yeah.
got
I would
insurance.
love to be that guy who can pay his bills.
Let me address the next director who hires Mike Patrick McGill. Please, if you're going to hire him as a series regular and allow him to use his own voice. It's all he wants.
It's really,
Thank you.
I don't ask for much. Really. I know. That's all I ask.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you
Thanks,
coming
Mike.
on, Flores
Appreciate
and
it. Best of
Friends.
luck with the show.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Randy
Thank you.
Thomas, the voice of
Appreciate it much.
entertainment
Good
tonight,
job.
is coming up next here at Flores and Friends.
Thanks, everybody.